If you're thinking about getting the Natasha Denona HY-GLAM Foundation and wondering if it's worth it or if the claims are being backed out, this video is for you. Hi, I'm Christina, a beauty enthusiast with a first-class medical sciences degree, and this is another episode of me trying not to waste my degree and use my science brain. And in this video, I am going to share with you my experience with the foundation as a regular consumer and also examine some of the marketing claims. I did the research for you, so you don't have to. And by the way, I do receive products to try it regularly. I shared my experience with those products and also did some research behind and look into the efficacies of the product. So if you're into that, please do consider subscribing. And the last thing I want to say before I get into it is that I have lots of respect for the team and the people who work behind the foundation or any skincare or cosmetic product. For example, formulators, people who work in the labs, people who work in the safety standards and manufacturers, etc. And this video is mainly to share my own experience and my own research interpretations. So let's get into it. So first of all, my own experience with the foundation. So I got one foundation in this shade RN3 because I have their HY-GLAM concealer in RN3 and I liked it. So I got the same shade because they said that the concealer shade and the foundation shade, they are matching. So this is RN3. I make 4 short videos sharing my experience from the first impression to later on I use it a few times. So looking at the first video I'd made, it was the first impression. I looked at it several times. I think the application process was quite enjoyable for me and it has a beautiful glow, but I couldn't decide if the shade match was okay or not. Sometimes it looks okay, sometimes it doesn't. So in this video I was looking at myself back and forth and thinking, you know, if the shade match was good. Sometimes it looks good on the forehead, sometimes it doesn't. At the end it looks like glowing, it's beautiful finish. And my second video is day 1 of wearing the foundation, like wearing it properly for several hours. I went outside and all that. Again, it's beautiful, but I didn't find it self-setting because I applied it and after 1 hour I finally went outside and I touched my face. Like the hair stuck on my face, and then when I tried to get the hair off my face, my finger took off some of the foundation. So I didn't find it self-setting because I was doing some heavy dancing that day and the foundation was melting. I guess it's quite normal for a serum foundation because serum foundation tend to have this sort of like serum-y thicker texture, and in a way it's like easier to melt if I do exercise. And also that day it was when I realized that the shade match was not good. It was a bit too dark and too pink. And that day it was also the day when I was thinking like it's probably a bit overhyped. And the third video, and in the third short videos I was comparing the shade RN3 with other foundations that work for me, and then I realized it was this RN3 is indeed too pink because RN stands for rosy neutral, but other foundation for me is a bit much more neutral and a little bit of a yellow peachy tone in my other foundations. So I did a comparison. So I will show a little bit of the clips here. You can see it on the back of my hand. I was swatching 3 foundations, and in the last short video I was mixing this foundation with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk foundation in the shade 3 because this Giorgio Armani foundation, it was a bit too light and a little bit too yellow for me. So I thought, combining them like a perfect match, and indeed 1 pump of each did make perfect match, and it's like absolutely beautiful. It's finally self-setting because this foundation by Giorgio Armani is self-setting. Yeah, so it was self-setting, it's perfect, it's beautiful, it's glowing, and it's long-lasting. And since then, that's how I wear this Natasha Denona foundation. In fact, it is how I'm wearing it right now. It's beautiful, it's glowing, and I didn't really put setting powder because it's self-set now. So that's my experience with the foundation as a regular consumer. Next, I want to look into a bit of the brand and the formula's claim. So I went on their website and there are mainly 3 sections. It's talking about their marketing claim. Okay, so first of all, Natasha Denona is a brand that known for its high performance makeup artistry level makeup product. She and her team tend to deliver. Again, I fully respect that. I think a lot of work has gone behind this. But let's look at the description here. So in this section, in this page, it says continuing the Bio-Mimetic technology in the best-selling HY-GLAM concealer. Natasha formulates the HY-GLAM foundation, a medium buildable self-setting hybrid powered by Japanese amino acid pigments, Korean technology, and developed in world-leading Italian labs. So when I first read about this, I would put some highlight here: Japanese amino acid pigments, Korean technology, Italian labs. I thought that's a really marketing thing because I work in marketing now. It's a marketing term that appeals to general public. You know, Japanese and Korean skincare and cosmetic has its names, you know, like people recognize them as like good at cosmetic products, especially the Korean one. Korean skincare is taking over the world these days. And Italian labs also is just known for, the country is known for cosmetics in a way. It's like Germany is known for engineering, France is known for its art culture, Japanese, Korean, and Italy is known for skincare and cosmetics. But I do think that like, this kind of reputation does not, you know, come from nowhere. It comes from somewhere, and these countries do set a high standard at these things that they are good at. On the next page, you know, the foundation features groundbreaking Japanese amino acid pigments again, and all this texture and all that. It has lightweight, luminous, natural blurring effects. And then at the bottom section here, it says the clinically proven test results. I have highlighted some term here, and we'll look at these terms soon later on. But when I first looked at this Japanese amino acid pigments, I was like, okay, behind this marketing appeal, what exactly are Japanese amino acid pigments? So as a regular consumer or general public who are not working in the industry or who don't have enough knowledge, it doesn't really mean anything. So I first just asked a question. So what are the Japanese amino acid pigments and what is so special about them? Just wait and see, because I have looked into this later on in the videos. It's actually very interesting. And then at the bottom here, so clinically proven ex vivo test results on 30 volunteers over 28 days, tested by 70 additional contributors over 28 days. So because I come from a medical sciences background, in the medical research setting, 30 volunteers over 28 days is a very small sample size, a small number of people, and in a short amount of time. But cosmetic clinical trials are different from medical trials. In a way, cosmetics are, you know, like less serious. I don't know how to describe it, because I have been to cosmetic conferences and I asked people, you know, in the industry it's quite normal or standard to have about 30 to 50 volunteers and then to test it over 1 month, because a product needs to go on the market fairly soon and fairly fast, especially nowadays. Like there's so many products floating on the market and brands keep having to put on new product, you know, come up with new products on the market. And then on this page, what it does, it says this hybrid foundation delivers both immediate and long-term skincare benefits and improving skin with everyday wear. My first thought was clinical test was only 28 days, so can they say that this is a long-term skincare benefit? Because long-term, 28 days are not long-term. And then at the bottom it lists all these ingredients. We'll examine this very soon. So these 3 images on the screen, they are the key marketing images on their website. This one on the left, this bottle with 4 ingredient pictures. When I first look at it, again, just as a regular person who, you know, who are not that into plants and who is not a cosmetic chemist, I look at them like, oh, okay, it looks a bit fancy. What are those things? Like bamboo powder, jasmine mother cells. So I looked into them for you. You know, here it says it has all the claims and what these ingredients can do. I look into the research to see if there's really evidence behind it. So first of all, bamboo powder, it says it can balance excess oil. In short, there is some evidence behind. Bamboo powder looks like this. It's something that you can buy it yourself. And I first asked the question, so what's the effect of bamboo powder on sebum absorption and skin texture in facial cosmetic formulations for different skin types? It's a bit long, but this is what their claims are about. So first of all, I just want to define sebum. So it's a natural oily substance produced by the skin's sebaceous glands to moisturize, protect, and waterproof the skin and hair. So basically, sebum is meant to protect you. And then when I did this research, the summary says that bamboo extract shows promising potential for reducing skin sebums, although research is preliminary and limited to some context. I am not going to bore you by reading it all out, but so basically it says that there's some research, but it's a bit limited. For example, small sample size, it only tested in a small number of people and in some certain populations. So it's promising, but a little bit limited. So for example, in this research that I found here, it's done in Poland and in Bulgaria. So basically these volunteers' skin doesn't represent people in the whole world, and it's only done in a few countries. That's why there's limitation in scientific study. I try not to be too technical and I explain it in an easy to understand way. Next ingredient, jasmine mother cells. It says it can brighten hyperpigmentation, boost antioxidant defenses. Again, I was like, what is this jasmine mother cell? So, well, according to Google, it's the plant stem cells from jasmine flower used in skincare and hair products. Stem cells are cells that can produce like other new cells. So I guess they changed the term from stem cell to mother cell, so it kind of makes sense and it's easier for people to understand. But still, when I first look at this term I didn't really understand. So again, looking to the research behind, Jasmine mother cells do show significant beneficial effect on skin health and aging, as you can see, because it claims to be, brighten hyperpigmentation and boost antioxidant defenses. So it says that this research said that it protects against UV-induced skin damage, and it increases collagen production, then sort of anti-aging and boosts antioxidant defenses. So again, if you're interested, you can read into it yourself. Next, YT Silver Needle. It claims to blur smooth, uneven skin texture, calm and repair sensitive skin. So YT Silver Needle looks like this after I did some searches. So I first have to question, what is YT Silver Needle and what can they do to the skin? And the research showed that YT Silver Needle is a minimally processed tea made exclusively from unopened tea buds, and it can protect against skin aging, UV protection, provide UV protection, whitening, anti-wrinkle, and the evidence for these are promising. And then I asked, can this blur smooth, uneven skin texture, calm and repair sensitive skin? So because that's their claim. And then the research showed that it shows promising potential for skin repair and protection, but direct evidence is limited. What I take from this research is that it does show very promising results and have some quite strong evidence for to have skin benefits, but just like most of the claims, it's a little bit limited. Next, Grape Pomace. It says it has short and long-term hydration, antioxidant, anti-aging, and reduced appearance of wrinkles. I will leave the reduced appearance of wrinkles alone because I think if you just put foundation on your face, more or less it will reduce appearance of wrinkles. Will this Grape Pomace provide you with hydration, antioxidant, anti-aging? So what is it? It's a biodegradable wine industry residue, and it does demonstrate significant antioxidants and potential anti-aging properties. It can enhance skin hydration and reduce stress and inflammation. It has its potential for cosmetic and pharmaceutical applications. So these are backed up. So again, I will put a picture of this Grape Pomace here. This is what it looks like. On this marketing image, they just put grape picture. I think it's easier for people, general consumer, to understand. So next, I think the most interesting part of my research and to my curiosity is this Japanese amino acid Bio-Mimetic pigment. What is this? I asked this question in a very curious way. I'm not trying to challenge it. I just generally didn't know what it was. So I just did a basic search. Basically, they are pigments that are surface treated with an amino acid compound, primarily the sodium something. I'm not a chemist. So it says mimetic treatment. So the term biomimetic means imitating life. So in this context, the pigments are coated with amino acid derivative that the skin recognizes as natural. So in layman's term, you have a pigment, and this technology put this pigment into a treatment so that there's a layer of amino acid wrapped around the pigment so that it feels, so the skins like it better and it's easier to spread. Like at the bottom it says enhance compatibility, and it also tells you, improve performance, provides specific benefits in makeup, easier to disperse and have a dewy finish. I also found that this patented amino acid surface treatment technology was introduced by the Japanese company Miyoshi Kase over 15 years ago and has been widely adopted in the cosmetic industry. So that's very interesting. I also checked their website. So this is quite a legit thing. But again, for people who, just look at the term and don't look into it like me, I guess it doesn't really make a big difference. And then in this clinically proven section at the bottom here, it says hypoallergenic. So that means it's unlikely to cause an allergic reaction. Non-comedogenic, I made other videos about it. It means that it will not clog your pores. But again, this term is not legally regulated. I'm not saying it's false though. And it says it's safe for sensitive skin. I'm guessing this is based on the clinical test with 20 people in 28 days, I remember, I think. And then it says it's long-lasting and talc-free. So long-lasting depends on the activity. So if I do heavy exercise, then it's still melted on my face. Well, and then it says no talc in the formulation. So the thing with talc is that I think some research found that talc is contaminated with asbestos. Basically, it's another mineral compound. It's classified as carcinogen. It's likely to cause cancer when talc is contaminated with another mineral. I think this deserves another video and more research, so I'm not going to go into that. But people hear, I'm sure you hear a lot that, oh, this foundation, they changed the powder became talc-free. And in this last image on the website, it says it improves uneven skin tone after 28 days of daily use. Again, that's from the clinical trial. I'm just thinking, really? I think they meant that it's like a skincare. after you use the skincare for 28 days, it will improve uneven skin tone, but I don't see proof, I don't see evidence for this one, because in this picture, here is before foundation and after foundation. You know, it's a foundation just covering up the uneven skin tone, which is fine. I would like to see evidence, but obviously these companies, they will not publish their research because it's like company secret, they have to protect their products and all that. And then also it says reduce appearance of wrinkles after 28 days of daily use. Again, where's the evidence? Picture just, you know, it's before and after applying the foundation. I don't see evidence here. It might be, you know, effective in reducing wrinkles, but maybe it's just the foundation just covering it up. Okay, what's the takeaway? I personally found this foundation really beautiful to apply and enjoyable when I applied it, but I didn't find it self-settings, and I personally like to mix the foundation with the Giorgio Armani, and to me that's the perfect combination. And after I look into some research, I think the marketing claims are mostly backed up by research. I can see the team has put in effort, and the marketing materials are generally make sense. It's not perfect, but I can see it's backed up. Those ingredients shown in the picture, they are plant-based ingredients, and in terms of long-term skincare benefits of this foundation, I don't see proof since they don't publish it, and the clinical trial of the cosmetic products are usually, you know, just about 1 month. So overall, I have confidence in this skincare benefit, but I don't see proof yet. Okay, I hope you find this information useful, and if you do learn something new, consider subscribing. The goal of this channel is to share my own experience with the products and some research behind the claims, so you can make your own decisions and find the best product that works for you. See you on the next video. Bye!